Hey, Max here, and I got a hot topic to talk to you Star Wars fans in today's episode. And this is going to be about Solo, a Star Wars story. We got the teaser, we got the trailer, and I want to pose a question for all of you out there. And before I pose the question, I do have to say, warning! This video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and a Mad Max. Okay, now here is the speculation rumor part, and what I want you guys, all you viewers, to answer in the comments below. Any viewers, not just guys, whatever. Anybody, answer this question. Do you think Kathleen forced her choice of actor, Alden Ehrenreich, for Han onto Lord Miller? And then I'm also going to talk about what I think about the trailer, because the teaser I was so on. I thought there was a lot good there, but it doesn't really show Han. But now we got a clearer picture, we got some perspective, we don't know exactly how the movie's going to go, but there's enough there to talk about. And I am mad because I don't think they got it right. I was going to make the top 5 reasons that Solo, a Star Wars story, might fail at the box office, and even with the reviews and Rotten Tomatoes score when released in May. I think this may be under I'm going to make a prediction too. I think this is going to get under 60% critic score. Now, some of you may be like, what are you talking about, Max? You have videos saying that reviewers are biased towards Disney. Yes, but you can't make junk look beautiful. I think they pander to Disney within reason. I think if you're gonna examine this Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, I don't think the critics are gonna give him a pass. I actually think the movie, there's going to be a lot good here. But for Han, no, it's not my Han. I don't think so. But I decided I only need to make a Solo reason as to why this may do very bad at the box office. Everything, and I mean everything, and also everyone in this trailer is more interesting than Han. So this is an absolute fail. He is the title character. This is supposed to be his story. A Star Wars story. Solo, a Star Wars story. So, I think on that point alone, it's an absolute fail. Special effects, the other actors, droids, other creatures, villains that we get small glimpses of, everything I was more interested than looking at Alden Ehrenreich as Han. So I tell me if you agree or if you disagree. You could disagree. I'd like to hear your comments. Han went from the most, and this is why I think it's a fail. Han went from the most interesting person in the room with the original trilogy and The Force Awakens to the least interesting person in the room. And that's not my Han Solo. Do you hear him try to deliver the "we are all fine here" line at the end of the trailer? Such deadpan, cringy delivery. I have nothing against this actor. I'm sure he does great work. It's not his fault. He was miscast. What an amazing production and a weak lead. Everything else is in place except Han. And it's not Alden's fault. He was horribly miscast. This is why you need to explore new stories and stop rehashing and abusing old, original characters, OG characters. This is the most frustrating thing I've seen in movies this year. Because before the trailer dropped, I wasn't sold on wanting to see a Han Solo movie. But now I am. And he never shows up in the trailer. One more reason that Kathleen needs to be fired. And this is where I'm going deep on the speculation side of my video. I think Kathleen forced her choice onto Lord and Miller. And then instead of owning up to the mistake, she fired them. For the good of everyone, Alden should have been replaced. There is such a disconnect production, special effects, tone, all the other actors look interesting. It's glaring. And if the choices, and if all the choices and casting were so tight, how did they get this one so wrong? That means I think there was an outside influence. Kathleen Kennedy, anybody? Donald Glover, as soon as he smiled, even though he doesn't look exactly like Lando, I immediately got the Lando vibe from him without saying a word. In Alden's monotone delivery of lines, he is supposed to be confident. You can tell he doesn't believe in it. Thank goodness Woody Harrelson delivered a line after the uncomfortable delivery of lines from Alden. Listen to Woody. That's how you show confidence. That's how you deliver a line. I have no inside knowledge, and this is completely opinion, but based on Kathleen's horrible decision-making and ideas for The Last Jedi, and this super space Leia scene was her choice, I think Alden was also her choice. And she should know better. She was a producer on Back to the Future. They filmed a lot of Back to the Future with actor Eric Stoltz, and it wasn't working. So they replaced him with Michael J. Fox, and then we got an amazing movie. I can't believe she's had past experience. She should know what works and doesn't. She should know when you need to make a tough decision, and she made the wrong one. Lord and Miller joked at a panel saying, "We wasted so much of Disney's money looking and auditioning for Han." And then after an extensive search, they literally went with the first option, whose choice was maybe Kathleen's? ? Now, personally, when I speculate, I think there is some truth hidden in people's humor and sarcasm. My take is that it was a subtle and slight dig at Kathleen Kennedy, saying they wasted so much of Disney's money. And I think they were desperately trying to find someone better to convince Kathleen and to avoid disaster. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, and I'd like to hear your opinions on this theory, but that's my opinion, and I kind of believe it. Now, I have no way of knowing, and we probably will never know the real story behind the Solo production and the craziness and firing and all this junk. But that's my take on it. Everyone involved deserved better. The crew, the production, Lord and Miller, all the actors, the fans, even Lawrence Kasdan. I wasn't sure about that one before watching the trailer, but it looks like the story is thought out, and I'm interested to see where it's going to go. Disney should have delayed and recast, but they need some Star Wars film on the theater menu every year, and that's why we're getting it like this. And I am still calling for a boycott, because Kathleen does not know what she's doing. It's obvious. Don't touch characters if you can't treat them with respect, Kathleen. What is so embarrassing is someone already did the hard work and found in finding a young actor that looks like and has the charisma of Harrison Ford. Many fans and viewers have said Anthony Ingruber from Age of Adeline. He doesn't look exactly like Harrison, but he has the essence of Harrison in the build. He stands upright and has some confidence. You need confidence for Han Solo. No wonder they held it back this long. I could barely stand the trailer with Alden's delivering the lines. I can't believe we still have 3 months of trailers to confirm he looks and sounds nothing like Han. At this rate, I don't want imitation. I want your own take, but you got to have confidence in delivering these lines, and I think that's absolute fail. He looks so uncomfortable in every scene to me. But I want to hear your opinions there. At this rate, I don't think they should release another trailer. I also want to mention the Star Trek reboot to illustrate a point. Even if you do not like the movies, they did a lot better recasting lots of iconic characters. Some did not even look anything like the originals, but they all could deliver a line with confidence, and they were more believable. So I say it's definitely possible, and they just failed at it. Kirk, Spock, Bones, Scotty, etc., etc., I think they were at least all interesting takes that were presented in a fun new way with style. And here's another look at Anthony Ingruber. Wow, what a likeness. To go back to this one, standing right next to Harrison Ford, he has he has the same posture, confidence, smile. And I'm not saying you have to be exactly like him, but there's just something there. They could have worked with him if they're going to hire an actor for Alden, acting coach in an unknown. Wouldn't it have been great to see an unknown get it right? But that's just my opinion. Now, I do have some questions for you viewers. Do you think Kathleen forced her choice for Han onto Lord and Miller? Do you think that's why we got the situation? Was it Kathy's fault? Do you think this Han works? Maybe I'm wrong. I want to know your honest opinion. Do you think he delivered those lines with confidence? I don't want a carbon copy. I don't want an imitation. I'm not expecting that by saying he didn't deliver. I'm saying you could do your own take, but you need to do it with confidence. You need to be the one that everyone looks to in the room. I know this is supposed to be a younger Han, but that's not an excuse. He should still have that presence, and the presence is not there. Every time he was on screen, I wanted to get back to another character. Is this proof Disney should make new stories with new characters, instead of rehashing and sticking to the OG characters and exploiting fans wanting to see them? Do you think a different actor would have made an amazing film? And do you think it's just impossible to match Harrison Ford? Personally, there's problems with Star Trek, but it was fun. And it was recasting iconic characters and in an interesting and fun way. I think they got that part of Star Trek right. So, for me, this was an absolute failure because Han isn't here. Now, if I imagine this is Jake Solo, like Jake Skywalker, maybe it will be easier. And I honestly think it's going to be a fun movie. It's just not a Han Solo movie. That's the issue. They should have done a different character, a new character. Don't get me wrong. I think it's be fun. But if you are a fan of Han Solo, I don't see how you could think he was portrayed right in the trailer. Now, this is one trailer, but they're supposed to put their best foot forward, and I don't think it's going to get better, in my opinion. I would love to be surprised when I see the movie. I'm not seeing it first 2 weeks, definitely. But when I eventually see it, I would love to pull off a Hail Mary and actually follow through with a great portrayal of Han. But I just don't see it happening. Tell me your thoughts, guys. Appreciate you watching, and this is where I want to remind you, you don't have to follow me anywhere. All I would like for you is to join in the conversation and comment below, rate, and join me on the next hot topic. Thanks for watching.